Hey, so welcome yogis. Hello, my name is Jason Gorenstein. Thank you for joining me for Facebook Live Yoga. So once again, for those of you who are just tuning in, we do Facebook Live Yoga every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday, and it's all on at Yoga with Jason G. So that little handle right there on the right side of your screen. If you just put that into Facebook or you search it, then you will find me there. And that's a great way to connect. So without further ado, we'll begin. This is going to be a Vinyasa flow, all levels practice. So it should be a nice class, really smooth flow. And without further ado, let us begin. So you'll find your way back onto your mat, and we're going to begin in child's pose here. So release on down, close the eyes, and just begin to allow the breath to become long and slow. So as you feel ready, you're going to extend your arms forward, release the knees on and back down, and release the head down. And then actually, you know what, take your arms back along your sides. And just release the head down here and find your way into your breath. So as we come into our practice and we first begin, the goal is to be able to continue to return back to our breath. So you'll notice here that the breath is more or less an awareness that we have to continue to find our way back into our practice and back towards the present moment. And as you continue to breathe here, just begin to allow yourself to melt or mold into the shape of the pose. So in this case, we're taking child's pose. Child's pose being an opportunity, if you will, to completely relax and release here. And after a few more rounds of child's pose here, you're just going to begin to feel the breath traveling back towards the body. Begin to feel the releasing along the shoulders, the releasing along the back muscles as you breathe. You'll take the hands forward of the chest now, and you'll begin to walk the fingers up onto the tips of the fingers. As you walk up onto the tips of the fingers, press down through the fingertips. Lift the inner forearms up, wrap the outer triceps in, and breathe here. So you may begin to feel the shoulder blades drawing slightly in towards the chest as you hug the belly in towards the spine. Exhale, softly release the top of the palms down towards the mat, releasing the arms on down. Good. So seal down through all 10 fingers. Inhale, begin to peel up the chest, heart, and the sternum. And as you exhale, floating those legs on back, finding your way into downward facing dog pose. So because this is our first downward facing dog pose of the day, spread the fingers wide apart. See that the head is releasing down towards the mat. See that the inner forearms are lifting up. Outer thighs are pressing back and releasing that head on down. Good. So from here, you can begin to bend those knees. Continue to press through the fronts of the fingers here as you lengthen through the back body. Good. Now, keeping all that length in the back body, begin to straighten through those legs. Nice. And then once again, you'll bend those knees. So here, once again, the calves are going to move towards the shins. The thighs are going to draw towards the hamstrings. And you're going to begin to feel this lengthening action through the entire side body. As you exhale, begin to straighten those legs. So eventually here, you'll begin to look forward in between your hands. Shift the weight of the body forward. Lower those knees down. Bend the elbows in towards the chest. Lower the chest all the way down towards the mat. Inhale. Begin to peel up the chest here as you walk the fingers back. Lengthen through the chest, heart, and the sternum here as you exhale, lower the head down. Maybe walk the fingers back a little bit more. So the palms are directly underneath the elbows. The elbows are drawing in. The chest is lifting up, and you're rolling the shoulders back and up. That's it. As you exhale, lower on down. Good. One more time. See that the elbows are hugging in. See that the chest is lengthening forward and up. Draw the shoulders back towards the elbows. Lengthen the chest. Tuck the toes underneath. Pressing back through the feet. Downward facing dog pose. So as you take downward facing dog pose, begin to walk the feet a little bit wider apart and just release the head down towards the mat. From here, looking forward in between the hands, walking the feet forward towards the hands. As you inhale here, lengthening through the chest. As you exhale, hinging at the hips and folding.
Inhale, sweeping those arms up towards the ceiling for Urdhva Hastasana pose. And as you exhale, release the hands out to the sides for Tadasana pose. Good. We're going to begin to move through a series together. So as you inhale, float the arms up above the head. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, folding all the way down. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, the heart, the sternum, stepping your left leg back, stepping your right leg back, finding your way into plank pose again. Plank pose, lowering those knees down to the mat, lowering the chest down to the mat. Once again, peeling the chest, heart, and sternum up, drawing the shoulder blades into the center chest. Then pressing down through the fingers here, lengthening those thigh bones up towards the ceiling and releasing those heels all the way down towards the mat. As you continue to breathe here, lengthening the fingers forward as you draw the outer, or the inner rather, shin points back to the back of the room. Good. And then as you feel ready, lift high up onto the balls of the feet. Look forward in between the hands and walk the feet forward towards the hands. As you inhale here, lengthen through the chest. And as you exhale, hinging at those hips and folding all the way forward. Inhale, sweeping those arms up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana arms, and as you exhale, gliding those hands back down to the sides again. Inhale, floating those arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way down. Inhale, lengthening halfway here, planting the palms down to the mat, walking the feet back again, plank pose. Plank pose, lower the knees down, lower the chest all the way down. Good. Walk the hands back once again. Inhale, peel up the chest for baby cobra. Maybe begin to press through the fingers as you come into high cobra with the belly off the mat. Excellent. As you take those hips on back, press down through the tops of the feet, lift the knees up, and releasing the chest down towards the thighs as you find your way back into downward facing dog pose. So again here, and each time that we take this pose, we're just creating a little bit more length in the body. Light bend in those knees, inner forearms are lifting up, outer arms are pressing on down. Good. And once again, walking the feet forward to the hands. As you inhale, lengthen the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, releasing those hands all the way down. Inhale, sweeping those arms up towards the ceiling for Urdhva Hastasana pose. And as you exhale, glide those hands back down and to your sides. One more time. Inhale, floating the arms up here. As you exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way down. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, taking the palms down to the mat, walking the feet back, finding your way into plank pose. This time, as you'd like, if you want, you can lower the elbows down halfway for Chaturanga Dandasana. Maybe inhale, peeling up the chest as you straighten the arms, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, pressing back for Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog pose. Good. From downward facing dog pose, we're going to step the right foot directly in between the hands. And as you step the right foot forward, draw the right outer hip in. Spin the left heel down, inhale, warrior two pose. As you take warrior two pose, you're going to begin to inhale, draw the arms up towards the ceiling, straightening through that right leg. Exhale, arms come out to the sides, warrior two pose. We're going to do that a few times. So inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, as you bend that right knee over the second toe, draw the arms out to the sides. Inhale, floating both arms up, lifting through the back body. As you exhale, gliding those arms out to the sides, seeing if you can lift up through those right toes. Once again, inhale, floating those arms up. And as you exhale for the third time, sink a little bit deeper here. So see that the left arm is drawing you back, the right arm is drawing you forward. Inhale, float the left arm up. Glide the left hand over the head and then release the left palm down. Step the right leg back, finding your way through plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog pose. So again here, we look in between the hands and we step the left foot in between the hands. We spin the right heel down and we walk the left toes to center. So see that the left buttocks hugs in. Inhale, float the arms out to the sides for warrior two. Warrior two pose, inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling as you straighten through that left leg. As you exhale here, bending deeply through that left knee. Inhale, floating those arms up towards the ceiling, palms face one another. As you exhale, bending a little bit more deeply into the left knee. Once again, inhaling, floating the arms up. And as you exhale, bending into that left knee. So here, just seeing that the left knee is bent over the second toe, seeing that the left arch of the foot is lifting up, left inner and outer arch of the foot. Maybe begin to feel the left buttocks drawing in. Inhale, float the right arm up. Glide the right arm over the head. Step your left leg back to meet the right. So coming forward into plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog pose. Nice. So once again, we're going to look forward and step the right foot in between the hands. We'll spin that left heel down. Come back up into Warrior Two pose, this time straightening through that right leg. As you feel ready, hinge at that right hip, take the right hand down the right foot, take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Utthita Trikonasana. So as you breathe here, begin to feel the right calf moving towards the right shin. Begin to feel the right buttocks drawing towards the back of the room here. So maybe some of us are going to take the left palm and place it on the left hip, and some of us will keep that left arm up towards the ceiling. Right hand is either on the shin, a block, or your calf. As you feel ready, maybe lifting up through that left arm as you bend deeply into that right knee. Reverse the warrior here as you spin the right fingers up towards the ceiling. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Step your right leg back to meet your left leg. And if you'd like to join me, plank through Chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, pressing back through the thighs as you find your way back into downward facing dog pose. So again, in downward facing dog pose, we're spreading the fingers wide apart. If you can, spread the toes wide apart. See that the forearms are drawing forward. See that the thighs are drawing back. Continue to breathe here. And again, look forward, stepping your left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Walk the left toes to center. See that the left heel is aligned with your right arch. Inhale, floating the arms up and out to the sides for Warrior Two pose. Warrior Two pose, straightening through the left leg, hinging at that left hip and taking the left arm down to the left shin, to the floor, or to a block behind the left leg. See that the left ball of the foot's pressing down. See that the left hip is drawing on back. Continue to lengthen both sides of the chest here. Feel the collarbones spreading wide apart. Feel the shoulder blades moving back away from the center chest as you lengthen through those right fingers. Inhale, floating the right arm back up, rebending into that left knee. Taking the left palm up towards the ceiling as you place the right hand on the right thigh crease. Exhale, lowering the left hand down to the mat. So we glide the left leg back, shift forward, plank pose, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog pose. Very nice. So continuing to breathe here in downward facing dog. Shin bones are drawing back, thigh bones are drawing back. Continue to feel the legs are strong here as the pelvis lengthens towards the backs of the heels. Very good. Let's begin to shift forward into plank pose again, top of a push-up here. And just press down firmly through both your inner and outer fingers. That's it. So as you continue to press through those fingers, engage the core muscles here. Feel the sternum lengthening forward. Feel the tailbone lengthening back. As you exhale, lower the knees down and begin to release the pelvis all the way down to the mat. As you feel ready, peel up the chest here and walk the hands back towards those side ribs. Come up onto the fingertips now and hug the outer elbows in. If you can, float the right leg up here as you press the top of the left foot down. See that the right heel or right buttocks extends back to the right heel. See that the chest continues to lengthen forward. As you exhale, lower that foot on down. Inhale as you press down through the right foot. Inhale, float the left leg up. Once again here, you're lengthening the left buttocks all the way through the left heel. Continue to breathe here as you engage those core muscles. Continuing to breathe, exhale, lowering down. Now float both legs out away from one another. See that the pinky toe side of the foot still begins to revolve. The big toe side of the foot begins to revolve down to the mat. Now take your hands and just glide your arms in a V shape out to either side. Continue to hug the navel in and breathe here. So as you lengthen through the chest, you're drawing the sternum in towards the spine. You're lengthening through the crown of the head all the way towards the back of the room. Feel the pubis hugging in towards the navel. Feel the navel hugging in towards the chest. And breathe here. As you exhale, plant those hands back down on the mat. Inhale, peel up the chest, heart, and sternum. As you exhale, finding your way back into downward facing dog pose. So again, we're in downward facing dog pose. This time, downward facing dog pose, you're going to lower the left knee down to the mat and step the right leg forward. As you press down through the left calf, left thigh, left buttocks, inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Keep reaching up through the fingers here. And feel the frontal ribs absorbed into the chest. So feel the frontal hip bones lifting up. Frontal hip bones are lifting up. Belly is drawing in. And the frontal ribs are drawing towards those frontal hip bones as you spin the palms to face the back of the room. As you exhale, glide those hands down to the mat. Press through the left ball of the foot. Inhale, lift the left leg up, straighten through the right leg. Coming into a nice little forward fold here. Good. Rebending into that right knee, stepping your right leg back, finding your way back into downward facing dog pose. So again, we're in downward facing dog pose. And then this time we're going to lower the right knee down to the mat as we step the left foot forward in between the hands. Again, release the right foot on down, release the right calf on down, draw the right thigh back, and begin to release the buttocks down as you lift up through all 10 fingers. Wrap the outer arms in. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Very good. As you exhale, glide those hands down to the mat. Plant the left toes down. Step your straight. Begin to walk the hands back as you straighten through that left leg. And breathing here, continue to release the head all the way down towards the left shin. Rebending into that knee, stepping the left leg back to meet the right leg once again. Downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, lower the knees down to the mat, peel the chest up, and find your way into tabletop pose. So as you take tabletop pose, spread the fingers wide apart. See that the outer arms are firming in. See that the belly is hugging in towards the chest. Very good. As you exhale, round through the spine here and begin to feel the forearms drawing forward as the tops of the shoulders spread wide across the spine. Good. As you inhale, peel the chest forward and up and lengthen through the chest. Continue to hug the belly in towards the spine. As you exhale here, rounding. So even though the inner thighs are moving back towards the inner heels, the belly is drawing in and the tailbone is lengthening down. As you inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart, and the sternum here as you hug the belly in. One more time. Rounding through that spine, continuing to feel the engagement of the core muscles here. Good. Tucking the toes underneath, pressing through the fingers, floating the legs back, downward facing dog pose. From downward facing dog pose, we take the right foot, we step it in between the hands, and we spin the left heel down. Inhale, floating our way up into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 pose. As you exhale here, hands come back down to the mat. Stepping the right leg back, shifting forward through plank. If you want Vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Once again, downward facing dog pose. So this time, just begin to float both feet over to the right side of the room. And just breathe as you press down into those fingers. Continue to draw those hips up. Continue to draw the belly in. Come back to center with those feet and turn the feet over to the other side of the room. Windshield wiper feet. Good. So you continue to breathe here. Back to center again. Back to center again. Very nice. So forearms draw forward. Bending through the left knee. Straightening through the right leg. Bending through the right knee. Straightening through the left leg. Excellent. From here, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Inhale as you firm the left buttocks in. Float the arms up towards the ceiling. Warrior 1 pose. As you exhale, glide the hands back down to the mat. Step your left leg back. Shift forward plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. And just breathe here. So see that the pointer fingers are in line, parallel with the sides of the mat. Continue to breathe as you release the chest on down. Keep lengthening back through those heels. Begin to walk those feet forward to the hands, and as you feel ready, inhale, peeling up the chest here. As you exhale, releasing the torso all the way down. Bend those knees, bend those knees, bend those knees, and float the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana chair pose. As you straighten through the legs, take the hands out to the hips. Step the feet back to center and begin to float the arms out to the sides. Good. Take your hands now onto the hips, bending through that left knee. Begin to bring the left knee to a bent position, taking the left foot, placing it on the inner right thigh crease for Vrikshasana tree pose. Take the hands into the center chest. Feel the four corners of the right foot pressing down. Hug the right outer thigh in. Good, right outer buttocks firms in. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling as you lengthen all the way from the ribs towards the tops of the fingers here. As you continue to breathe here through Vrikshasana, just see if you can soften those frontal ribs in as you hug the belly in towards the spine. So the pubis is zipping up all the way through to the crown of the head. That's it. As you exhale here, hands come to the center chest. From here, just take your left knee, bring it back to center, hold on to the top of your left knee with your right hand, and then just open your left palm out to the side so you can keep it in like a cactus arm. Good. Hands come back to the center chest, releasing that leg on down. Inhale, bringing your hands to your hips. Right knee bends, and this time draw the right leg up. Take the right foot, place it on the the left inner thigh crease, and bring the hands to the center of the chest. So this is called Vrikshasana or tree pose. Once again here, firm the left buttocks in. Feel both hip bones releasing down towards the mat. Feel the center chest lifting on up. Good. Maybe here, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through those side ribs to the tops of the fingers. Once again here, see if you can draw the belly in. Soften the frontal ribs to the frontal hip points. Keep lifting through the back ribs here. As you exhale, hands come back into the center chest. Now take your right knee this time. Glide your right knee to center. Grab hold of your right knee with your left arm, and then open your right arm out to the side. Very good. And as you exhale here, release that leg on down. Once again, inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana chair pose. Take the hands in through the center chest. Right tricep comes over the left thigh crease. Begin to press the right up tricep down into the left thigh crease, and then inhale, open the chest here. So the shoulder blades are still moving into the center chest as you breathe. The left hip is drawing back towards the right hip here. Inhale, floating those hands back to center, Utkatasana. As you exhale, hands come to the center chest and glide to the opposite side. So this time now, your left tricep is on top of your right thigh crease. Inhale, open that chest up and breathe here. Good, so sink down those hips. Keep lifting through the chest as you breathe. Inhale, drawing the arms back up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the arms back down to the sides. Once again, inhale, floating those arms up. As you exhale, forward folding here. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, the heart, the sternum. I'm going to have you guys take your feet back, find your way into plank pose again. So plank pose, top of a push-up here. Just continue to breathe here as you're in the top of a push-up. As you exhale, shifting on back, downward facing dog pose. Again, we're going to step the right foot in between the hands, directly in the center. Spin that left heel down. From the right outer buttocks, and inhale, warrior two pose here. Straighten through that right leg. Good. Right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. Hinge at that hip. Right hand comes outside of the leg. Now, if you have a block here, recommend placing a block right underneath your right palm. If not, it's okay. You can place it on the shin. You can place it on the floor. But if you place it on the floor, you really want to feel the elongation through the right side of the chest as much as the left side. So don't just feel like you're dumping into that left hip. Take the left hand, place it on the left hip crease. Look down towards the floor. Place your right hand outside of the foot and bend your right knee about 90 degrees. Step your left foot in and then bring your right hand forward even more. So as you shift the weight forward to that to those right fingers, begin to float that left leg up and turn the left thigh, left hip down. Inhale, float the left arm up. As you float the left arm up, keep reaching up through that top left fingers as you turn the left foot down. Breathe here. Good, and as you exhale, bending through that right knee, releasing that foot on down. Once again, finding your way back into Utthita Trikonasana, Warrior Two. Inhale, floating that arm up, and again, bending deeply into that right knee, so for Warrior Two. From Warrior Two pose, gliding your right hand inside of the right leg. You can always place your right forearm on top of the right thigh crease. Right hand inside the leg, bend deeply into that right knee. Now spin the left hand down towards the mat. Glide the left hand down. Inhale, float the left arm up and over the head as you come into Utthita Pada Rajakapotasana. Press back through that left heel. Hug the belly in here. Good. Take the left hand, place it behind the back. You can stay here. Some of us are going to begin to grab hold of the left fingers behind the back as you bend into that knee. See if you can lift the chest here and turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Releasing the bind here. Inhale, floating the arm up. Inhale, finding your way back into Warrior Two pose. Reversing the warrior here and windmilling your hands back down to the mat. Stepping your right leg back to meet the left. Shifting forward plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose here, stepping your left foot in between your hands. Spin the right heel down. Firm the left buttocks in. Inhale, Warrior Two. So from Warrior Two pose, let's begin by straightening through the left leg. Drawing the left hip back, drawing the right hip forward. Gliding the right fingers up towards the ceiling. So the left buttocks draws in. The right heel presses down and you're breathing here. Continue to firm the belly in. Continue to lift through the right fingers here. That's it. Now, as you exhale, begin to take your right hand and place it on your right hip crease. Look down towards the floor. Glide your left hand out of the leg. Maybe place your hand on a block. Step your right foot in. Step your left hand out. Inhale, float that right leg up. Float that right leg up. Float that right leg up. Inhale, float the right arm up. Now turn the right hip down as you lift up through the right fingers here. Spread across the shoulders. Lengthen through the center chest, the crown of the head. Continue to breathe here as you press through the four corners of that foot. As you exhale, bending through the left knee softly, releasing the right leg on down. Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, lifting through that right arm. Exhale, bending through that left knee. Reverse the warrior here. Then take your left hand inside of your left leg. Right arm up towards the ceiling. So once again, you can place the left forearm on top of the thigh crease here, or you can place the left hand outside of the foot, inside of the foot rather. Inhale, lift that right arm up. Hug the left buttocks in. Pin the left buttocks in towards the midline of the body. Spin the right hand down. Glide that hand down. Glide that hand down. Inhale, firming the right shoulder blade in as you lengthen through the right fingers. Keep pressing through that right heel. Keep spinning the chest up towards the ceiling. Begin to take the right hand behind the back. You can stay here. Some of us will begin to glide the left hand up. Grab hold of those hands. Bend deeper into that left knee as you lift the chest off the thigh. Keep breathing here. And then releasing the left hand down, right arm up. Inhale, Warrior Two. Reverse the warrior as you exhale. Glide those hands back down to the mat. Stepping your left leg back, shifting forward, plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog pose here. Good. Downward facing dog pose again. Step the right foot in between the hands. Walk the right toes over the right. Again, see that the right shin draws forward. See that the left thigh draws back. Bend deeply into the right knee. Inhale. Float those arms up towards the ceiling. Straighten through that right leg. Take the hands to the hips. You're going to step your left foot in somewhat. So draw the left foot in and then spin your left hip forward towards the right foot. Take your hands behind the back. Maybe the knuckles touch. Maybe the fingers touch. Maybe the hands just clasp at the hips or the forearms. As you feel ready, pressing through the left heel. Glide the left side of the chest forward towards the right foot. Continue to press to the right ball of the foot as you draw the right outer hip back. Lengthen through both side ribs here as you hug the belly in towards the spine. And breathe here. Good. Inhale, lifting up the chest. Arms extend back up towards the ceiling as you exhale, bend deeply into that right knee. From here, glide the hands on forward, glide the hands on back, interlace the fingers behind the back. See that the fingers are interlaced here and begin to draw the arms up towards the ceiling. So bound, Baddha Virabhadrasana. So bound Virabhadrasana pose. Good. From here, inhale, lifting the chest on up, raising up, raise those arms back up towards the ceiling. As you exhale here, glide the hands down to the mat. Spin onto the ball of your back foot. Inhale, float your left leg up and be here for a moment. So this is L-shaped pose. As you take L-shaped pose, release the head on down towards the right shin and breathe here. Good. Eventually begin to straighten those arms out again. And then as you feel ready, step the left leg to meet the right leg at the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthening halfway. Exhale, folding. Bend those knees, bend those knees, bend those knees. Utkatasana, chair pose. And pressing through the feet to straighten the legs. Take the arms out to the side. So one more time, guys. Inhale, floating the arms up for Utkatasana. Exhale, lowering on down. Inhale, lengthening through the chest here. Stepping your left leg back, right leg back, plank pose. Plank pose through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale through Urdhva Mukha. Exhale through Adho Mukha Shavasana. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Stepping the left foot in between the hands this time, spinning the right heel down. So see that the left foot is right next to those fingertips, the left fingertips. Good. See that the left calf continues to move to the left shin. Right heel continues to press on back. Inhale, float the arms up for Virabhadrasana 1 pose. From Vira 1, straighten through that left leg, hands come to the hips. Step your right foot in slightly and spin your hips from the right side of the room to the left side of the room. Take your hands, glide your hands up your back, and bring your fingers together to touch. Now, as you press through the left ball of the foot, drive the left hip back. As you press through the right heel, drive the right side of the chest forward. Continue to breathe here as you lengthen. Continue to breathe here as you lengthen. Good. Continuing to feel that length in the body, in the sternum, in the chest. And then as you feel ready, one more time, inhale, lifting on up. So now, bend through that left knee. Hands interlaced behind the back. You can step the left toes forward a little bit more if you need to. Interlace the fingers here, the opposite way that you just did. And then begin to glide those arms up towards the ceiling, which is our bound. This is our bound Virabhadrasana pose. So Baddha Virabhadrasana, or Baddha Virabhadrasana, bound Virabhadrasana pose. Continue to lengthen the left buttocks in, or draw the left buttocks in. Continue to press that right heel back. Inhale, lift the chest up. Float those arms up towards the ceiling. Lift the palms up. As you exhale, glide the hands down to the mat. Step the right leg forward and up. Lift up through L-shaped pose. Release the head on down. So as you breathe here, just continue to breathe into that left outer hip. Continue to feel both elbows releasing down. Continue to feel the chest releasing down. And then taking your right foot, stepping it forward. Inhale, lengthening here. As you exhale, folding one more time, Utkatasana chair pose, sitting down into that chair and straightening through the legs as you take the arms out to the sides. Good. Utkatasana chair pose once again. Exhale, forward fold here. Inhale, lengthening. As you exhale, walk, step, or jump the feet back through a Vinyasa, plank, Chaturanga, upward dog, and downward facing dog pose. Good, so from downward facing dog pose here, again we step the right foot in between the hands. We'll spin the left heel down. Inhale, float the arms up for Vira 1. Straighten through that leg again. Spin the hips all the way over from the left side of the room to the right side of the room. Keep the hands over the head. Glide the fingers forward, glide the fingers forward, glide the fingers forward. Release the hands in from the center chest. Release the head on down. As Parsvatonasana pose or pyramid pose once again. From here, continue to press through the right ball of the foot. Continue to draw the right hip back. Press through the left heel. Continue to draw the left hip forward. That's it. So as you continue to find that length and that space in the body, bending into that right knee, spinning onto the ball of the left foot, walking or lifting your left leg up, and then walking your hands forward underneath the chest. Keep lifting through your left leg. Inhale, float the right arm up for twisting Ardha Chandrasana pose. Nice. From here, maybe begin to bend into that back knee. If you can, grab hold of the ankle of your back foot. Kick that leg back, kick that leg back, kick that leg back. That's it. Exhale, softly release that leg back and down. Release that left leg down. Walk the left leg back, lift the right arm up. This is like a twisting triangle pose. And then from here, release that right knee. Bend that right knee on down. Step the right leg back. Shift forward plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. And breathe here. So again, now you're going to step the left foot in between the hands and the right heel down. So we start with Vira 1. And from Vira 1, we straighten through that left leg. Press through that right heel. Bring the arms forward in front of you. Keep lengthening. So there is a light bend in that left knee. You're pressing to the left ball of the foot. You're pressing to the left heel. Glide the hands down. The hands glide directly underneath the shoulders. Continue to draw the left hip back. Continue to press through the right heel, right hip forward, and breathe here. And then from here, you're going to bend into the left knee. You're going to walk the fingers forward. Step up that right leg again for L shape. Inhale, float the left arm up towards the ceiling. So this is twisting Ardha Chandrasana pose, or twisting half moon pose. As you breathe here, keep lifting through the left side of the chest. Keep extending and lifting through the heart. As you exhale, glide that left hand down. Walking the hands back, spin. The right heel out to the side once again. Inhale, if you'd like, float the left arm up. So the left hip needs to hug in here. Those twisting triangle pose. As you exhale, lower that left hand down. Bend the left knee. Step the left leg back. Shift forward into plank. From plank pose, we're going to lower down onto the knees. We're going to come onto the forearms and interlace the forearms here. Take the feet back. Press back through those heels. Find our way into forearm plank. From forearm plank, wrap the outer arms in. Continue to breathe here as you hug the belly in. Continue to feel the shoulders drawing back as you lengthen the chest on forward. Good. Hug the belly in. Walk those feet back and breathe. And then from here, light bend in those knees. Keep lifting through the chest. Keep bending those knees slightly. That's it. Straighten the legs. Walk the feet in. Walk the feet in. Walk the feet in. Release the head on down. And breathe here as you wrap those outer arms in. Continue to release the head on down. Continue to feel the hips drawing back all the way to the back of the room. Nice work, guys. Okay, from here, walk those feet back, walk those feet back, walk those feet back. Again, find your way into forearm plank pose. So squeeze the navel in. Squeeze the belly in and breathe here. Nice. All right, release those knees on down. Take the hands back to the mat. One more time, press back, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog pose, you're going to begin to walk the feet forward towards the hands. And just come into a squatting pose with bent knees. So, what I'm going to train you guys how to do now is to build a little bit more arm strength here. So, spread the fingers wide apart. See that the wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Continue to engage your core muscles here. You're going to bring those knees down to the mat, okay? You're going to use your arm strength here. Use your arm strength and use your shoulder strength to begin to float the hips up towards the ceiling here. That's it. And then as you exhale, you're going to begin to lower those knees on down. We're going to do this 5 times. So knees lowered down to about 1 inch off the floor. Begin to press those forearms forward, shoulders forward. Lift those hips up. Exhale, lower down. Okay? It's not easy. And then lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Nice. And lowering on down for another 3. So spreading through the fingers, pressing through the fingers, forearm forward. Keep lifting those hips up. And lower on down 2. So pressing down, pressing down, pressing down. Keep wrapping in, keep lifting up. And lower on down. 1 more. So pressing forward, lifting up. All right, exhale. Downward facing dog pose. So really nice exercise to build strength in our upper arms and our upper shoulders here. You're going to take your left knee. You're going to draw your left knee into the chest. Turn the left leg out to the side. Release your right leg on back. Step that left leg back. What I'd recommend doing here is placing a block underneath your left hand. As you feel ready, walk those hands forward and find your way into Pigeon Pose. So as you take Pigeon Pose, release the head on down, close the eyes, and breathe here. And continue to breathe into those hips. So the right hip, right ball of the foot's pressing down, right calf's pressing down, left hip's drawing back, and you're breathing here. Continuing to breathe as you continue to release. And then eventually you're going to lift on up. You're going to lift on up, lift on up. So be here for a moment. Lifting through the chest, lifting through the heart, lifting through the sternum. Now with this block, you're going to need to remove the block for a moment. Okay? And then from here, you're going to begin to bend that right knee this time. So you're on your right thigh, not on top of the right knee. You're on your right thigh now, right above the right knee. Now take your left hand, you'll glide it back behind you, and maybe you'll hold on to that left ankle. If you can't, maybe have a strap in your hand as you hold on to that ankle. And if you can, hold on to the inner side of that ankle. That's it. So keep kicking that leg back, keep kicking that leg back, keep kicking that leg back, and lifting the chest up here. From here, exhale, release that foot on down. Pressing back through the left leg, drawing the right knee into the chest, taking the right leg out to the side. Again, taking a block, placing a block right underneath the right thigh crease. Right buttocks, rather. And then from here, releasing that head on down. And breathing in here. Continuing to release the body, continuing to release the breath. Good, and eventually you're going to lift on up, lift on up, lift on up. Bend deeply into the opposite knee here. You're going to remove your block this time. So now you're on top of your left thigh, and then you're going to hold your right leg draws on back. So right leg draws on back, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum. Keep lifting through the chest here as you breathe. As you exhale, lower the right hand down, lower the left leg down. Downward facing dog pose. So walk the knees forward towards the hands. Scoop the legs forward as you hug the knees into the chest, and release the head all the way down here. Draw the right knee into the chest now. So you press the left foot down. If you have a strap within reaching distance, grab hold of your strap and place the strap over the top of your right foot. Glide your right leg up towards the ceiling and breathe here. So the right outer hip draws away from you. Both shoulders move down the spine. And breathe here. This is called Supta Padagustasana pose. Continue to lengthen the right hip away from you. Continue to press the left foot down. Both shoulders are releasing down towards the mat. Eyes are soft. Breath is long and slow. Breathing here. And then as you feel ready, releasing that right foot on down. Left leg draws in. Left leg extends up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Drawing the left hip forward. Driving the shoulders back and in. Breathing here. Good, and as you exhale, release. Take your strap to the side. Now take your hands, place your hands along the sides of your mat. Roll your shoulders under. Press down through the tops of the arms, press down through the feet, interlace the fingers here, walk the shoulders underneath. See that the feet are pressing down. See that the calves are moving towards the shins, the thighs are moving towards the hamstrings. Belly is hugging in. Keep allowing the shoulder blades to move in towards the center chest. Allow the outer arms to release on down and breathe here. This is called Setubandha Sarvangasana. It's a bridge pose. And breathe here. As you exhale, release the bind. Lower the pelvis on down to the mat. Okay, you could take that pose again if you want to try. You can take your hands back behind your head, just like this. The elbows are drawing in. You're pressing down through the tops of the feet. The knees are drawing in. So we keep our elbows in line with our shoulders. We keep our knees in line with our hips. As you press the feet down, lift the pelvis up, coil the belly in. Allow the shoulders to draw up off the floor. As you press down through the fingers, begin to lift the head and come up onto the crown of the head. Now, press the backs of the forearms towards the fronts of the forearms. Press the tops of the triceps towards the backs of the biceps, and then lift the chest up. So we come into wheel pose here. As you exhale, bring the chin towards the chest, lower the head on down, release on down. And just take the arms out to the side. So if you take wheel pose, just make sure you have the strength to take the pose. You don't want to just press up unless you feel the foundation. You do want to draw those elbows in. You do want to draw those knees in. You want to keep everything contained in this pose. We're going to do it one more time. So fingers are spread wide apart. Palms are directly underneath the shoulders. Shins back, thighs down, belly in. Lift on up, crown of the head, and then once again, shins towards the thighs. Continue to press the forearms towards the front of the arms, the biceps, the triceps in. Continue to lift the chest on up. Hug the belly in. And exhale, slowly lower down as you tuck the chin in towards the chest. Arms come out to the sides here, windshield wipe the legs. So both legs drive over to the left, back to center, and both legs drive over to the right. To the left and to the right. And then from here, you'll bring the left knee into the chest. Left foot comes over the right thigh crease. Bring your hands around the back of your right leg and breathe here. Flex the right foot, flex the left foot, thread the needle pose. Draw the left outer thigh away from you as you draw the right knee into the chest. And as you exhale here, you're going to slowly release that left leg from on top. The right leg now, or the right foot now draws on top of the left, and then you're going to draw the left knee into the chest and breathe here. Flex through the left foot. Continue to press the right hip away from you as you breathe. So continue to lengthen here. Side body is long, breath is long and slow. And as you exhale, softly releasing that foot on down. So from here, you're going to take your block, and you can place your block underneath the back body for a moment. Block comes underneath the tailbone. And then you're going to bring your knees into the chest. If you don't have a block, you can just bring the knees towards the chest here and lift the legs up towards the ceiling. The block is helpful. Keep lifting those legs on up and keep breathing here. This is called viparita karani. Legs up the wall. As you take this pose, just begin to see that the thighs are moving towards the hamstrings. Shins are moving towards the calves. Eyes are closed. those knees. Take the feet down to the mat. Bring the block off away from the spine. You can, if you'd like, take Supta Baddha Konasana for a moment. Release those knees out to the sides. Feet are together. Then draw the knees back in. Extend the legs on forward to the front of your mat. Shavasana pose. Release the arms out to the sides and breathe here. So from here, just begin to point the toes forward to the front of the mat. You can extend the arms back behind you. Lengthen through the fingers, lengthen through the hands. Breathe here. And eventually you're going to take those knees back into a bent position here. As you take the knees to a bend, roll over onto your side. Be here for a moment. Just be here. And as you feel ready, gently begin to press your way up and find your way back into a seated position. So find your way into a seated position. Hands come to the center chest. Release the chin towards the chest as you release your breath. Namaste, yogis. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the practice. Kind of mellow, all levels slow class today. It was a more mellow class. So I hope you guys still enjoyed it. We do live streaming yoga every single weekday on Facebook Live, as you guys know, at Yoga with Jason G. It's in the description if you are trying to find your way to my Facebook page. Please subscribe to the page if you're watching this and find out more about videos. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day today. As usual, I give my little closing. So as we close the class, our next Vinyasa Flow All Levels class is going to be Monday, June the 15th, 2020 at 9 a.m. So hopefully you guys can join us then. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you like the page, please hit the thumbs up sign or the heart sign. Also, please feel free to share in the comment section and share the video if you'd like. So these are a couple ways that you guys can help out. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Be well, be happy, my friends. Namaste, yogis. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day.